That was so much monologue to remember from tonight's episode. I had to watch it again. I had to watch the show again. But it looks like, what is that show called? Star? That's the other one that's going to be coming soon from Lee Daniels. That looks good too. But we're talking about Empire, and it was Andre's night. It was Andre's night. Finally, Andre had multiple wins. This is what we've been waiting for a while. So as you know, this is Empire. We're at Season 3, Episode 4, Cupid Kills. It starts off with Andre. He's like, where are we going? And we're going to meet up with Shine. Lucius is taking Andre to meet up with Shine because they need to go and lock down Nessa quickly because other labels are going to go and try to get her after the whole launch event. They're like, okay, she has all this exposure and she has a lot of steam, a lot of heat, I should say. We need to go and snag her now. Lucius is saying, you know, we need to go in the peace Shine, go to where he is and make him feel most comfortable. And it's just like, you hear that? Because, of course, Nessa is singing. It's just like, that's the sound that you can only hear, the only type of feeling from music that you can get from a black woman who's gone through something. I'm like, he did not just say that. And while all this is going on, a police car strolls by, you know, turns on the siren, and then turns it right off and keeps it moving. Andre's giving them this death stare like, you want to go? You want to go? Andre, oh yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, by the way. Andre wasn't having it. He was over it. Lucius is like, alright, Shine, here's the contract. And Andre's saying, it's an amazing contract. We'll give you the works. Don't worry about it. We got your back. We got you covered. Shine's saying, that's great. But take a looky over here. This is while Nessa is singing. And Andre, he's actually enamored with her voice and just the energy and vibe. Because right now, Andre's a little bit off. He's still off. He's still off. He's still reading from the fact that Rhonda died and she hasn't had a funeral. All of this. So Andre, you know, he's very, very vulnerable. And Nessa and her singing is touching him. I feel like it's kind of reminding us when he was getting that like singing therapy from Jennifer Hudson in Season 1. But Shine let it be known that Def Jam is here. What is it? MMG is here. MMG is here. Everyone is here. Universal. They want to sign her. So get in line. Get in line. Get in formation. Lucius is pissed. So he goes back and he starts yelling at Becky. This is like, you're supposed to have this locked down. Becky's like, first of all, you're not going to talk to me that way. I'm thinking, there you go, Becky. There you go. Second of all, she was saying, you know, I would have this covered, but this is something that an A&R would do, even though Empire doesn't have an A&R. And I actually talked to Cookie about possibly becoming the A&R. So Cookie comes and is like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Because Lucius is trying to say, you're incompetent. I need to go and fire this girl. I'm thinking, this girl's had your back since the beginning, and yet you're trying to go. Lucius is not loyal to anyone except for Lucius. That just let it be very clear here. And Cookie also is about the big picture. Sometimes I forget about that because Cookie's talking to Lucius and she's telling Becky how, you know, I'm sorry, but we actually hired Xavier. And it's like, who's Xavier? Xavier Green, something of that nature. And this is like, Lucius like, the Jewish guy that thinks that he's black? You hired him? So it's like, yes. You know, he's great with A&R. He's also great with digital, which would help with Empire Extreme. I did you multiple favors. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But, you know, I lost me in arts because of you. He's talking about Zay from the last episode. But she's saying, don't worry, we have Tiana. So it's like, okay, so how's the song going? I need a song from her. And the diss track, how's the diss track going? Cookie's saying, wait a minute, so you want me to go and rush this girl to put out a diss track that she doesn't really want to do, even though your son, our son, with your permission, went and put out a diss track on her, using her own vocals? What world do you live in? He was just like, I don't care what you need to do, you need to get it done. Of course, Becky's pissed, because it's just like, I'm sure she's thinking, damn, I should have left, she should have left with her man when she had the chance. Because now he's gone, and she's here, back being the assistant. Talking about another assistant, Portia in one of her Portia get-ups, is Cookie's giving her all these things to do, and I'm thinking, you really expect Cookie to remember all of this? It's like, cancel a nail appointment, I wanted to be in Tiana's preparation, performance. I need to go and be there. Everything must go right. I need to watch out for that little boyfriend of hers. Then we see these kids, and they're singing Freida, and I'm thinking, oh, they're so cute, but why are, oh Lord, I know what it is. It's Angelo. It's Angelo. This is a setup. This is a setup. And it was. Angelo's there, and he invited Cookie to this event so that he can go and basically apologize to Cookie. And Cookie accepts. And Fortress is like, you need to do it. Of course she goes and does it. It's just like, so you're a little trickster using the kids. Okay, I can respect that to a certain degree. I do it too. But Cookie was saying, I accept it because he reminds me of someone who I knew that was also a good guy. A good guy, the type of guy that my father will be proud of, the type of guy that my father would say I deserve or should have. And then we see a flashback of Cookie. She's talking to her father. Well, I should say Laretha. Laretha's father is letting her know, look, you need to go and marry Barry. You need to go and be with Barry. You need to go to medical school. You need to go to law. You are smart. You are going places. It's like, why is all the pressure on me? Because it has to be on you. Because Carol, Carol's not going anywhere, and Candace isn't as smart as she thinks she is. So it has to be all on you. I'm sorry that it's the way that it is, but that Lucifer Lion cannot be your boyfriend. He cannot be the person you end up with. I'm not letting that happen. I'm thinking, gosh, what happened to her father? What happened to her father? Now that's something I want to know. Then we see Lucius, and Lucius is basically just like, you know what, I'm concerned about you. You're trying to go and be with that guy, but that guy loves to go and date, socialize, just be with women so that it can elevate his status and make him more popular. She's like, boy, you're just saying that to mess with me. It's just like, yeah, but did he tell you that he's running for mayor? Why would someone like him want an ex-con on his arm? I'm thinking, this is why I don't like you, Lucius. This is why I don't like you. But speaking of Lucius, we'll continue that train, and Lucius is talking to Hakeem and also Dre. Originally, he wanted Dre to go and scoop up Nessa. But Hakeem is saying, you know what? I'll go and help you out. I'll go and be a part of this because you wanted me to step up, right? I'm supposed to be a part of this family and a part of this company. Let me do my part. Jamal decides he's going to go and try to free Freida. Lord Jesus, I knew it was bad when they didn't show us Freida's face right away. They messed up Freida so bad. I was like, Jamal, you need to do Jamal, this is partially your fault. Her shooting you isn't your fault, but you stood in the way of that bullet. So this is partially your fault, and then you had to go and run your mouth, and now this poor girl got beat up. I'm thinking, they really like you that much in that prison? That didn't make sense to me at the time. I'm thinking, whatever. He's like, I have to get you out of here. I have to do something. Instead of saying, no, you know what, I deserve this. I did what I did. I'm paying for my deeds, my crimes. It's like, you're not a bad person. It doesn't matter. I did what I did. I'm going to serve out my time. I'm thinking, why is she acting so cool, calm, collected? She's like a couple of days in solitaire, and I'm gravy. I don't need to be moved. It all wasn't making sense. So now we're doing this whole live streaming for Empire Extreme, and they have all of the Jumbotrons on Times Square broadcasting, and Hakeem is trying to do his very best to appease Shine so that Nessa can go and sign with them. What ends up happening is Shine's like, I want to see what you're offering us, because originally it was supposed to be 1.5, but in the conversation with Lucius, Hakeem, and Andre, it turned into 2.5 because Lucius wanted to make sure that Nessa got a major sign-in bonus. Well, at the beginning of the contract, so the 1.5, and then potentially another $1 million if streaming and sales get to like if it goes platinum and if it gets 1 billion streams. I'm thinking, okay, this is cute, but why are we giving these numbers to Hakeem? Regardless of the fact that Hakeem was able to tabulate those numbers so quickly, why are we giving these numbers to Hakeem? Because you know Hakeem's going to mess this up. Love him or hate him, he's going to mess this up. So once he goes and writes on a napkin showing Shine, okay, this is what we're going to pay for Nessa, Shine goes, because he knows the camera's right there, he places a napkin like this. See? 2.5 million. This is what Empire's willing to pay for us. So I don't want anything less for Nessa than 2.5 million. Thinking, Hakeem, you idiot. You know you're not supposed to trust someone like Shine. Now we see Cookie, she's getting ready for her date, and she's getting all dressed up. She's switching in and out of clothes. Please, just go. Just. And Becky has this look of, what is this doing here? Like, aside from him taking my job, what is this doing here? We'll see how long Xavier lasts. Cookie decides on this red dress, this red short dress. She didn't know that it was actually a formal event, so everyone's in gowns, except for her. She's in this tight red short, well, very close fitting dress with the cleavage and everything. Of course, she looked good to me. But for that event, she stuck out like a sore thumb. People looking at her left and right like, what in the world? Is she his date or his brother? But anyway, he goes and introduces her to some of his people. And these women are just like, oh, well, I was spending time in Vermont. I was doing this in the Hamptons. In the Hamptons. Yes, that's what I was doing. And so, Angelo is trying to say, oh yeah, well, you know, Cookie, she's been running her family business. She's been running her multi-billion-dollar family business. And that's what she's been doing this summer. Cookie said, no. This summer, well, actually, multiple summers ago, I was actually spending time in Connecticut. Yes. And time in Connecticut at the Danbury Federal Correctional Institution for Women. I hate her. Oh god, man, she walked away. Angelo's following her. He's just like, oh yeah, that was hot. That was cool. I enjoyed that. I'm thinking, damn, even his reactions are corny. But of course, Cookie's feeling herself. She's appreciating that because it's just like, okay, he's clearly accepting her for who she is, kind of like with how Barry was. So she likes that. Then we have the opera singer that he was mentioning, and she's singing, and at first she didn't understand what was going on, so he explained to her, the song is about, this woman who is dealing with these two men who love her, so she's in a love triangle, and Cookie's like, Lord Jesus, this is speaking to me, this is speaking to me, this is speaking to me, because she was just like, oh. Of course that was all flat for me, but she was killing it. The opera singer was killing it. Cookie's like, yes! Yes! You better sing it, girl! They're all looking at her like, if Cookie did that maybe 5 seconds later, she would have been on point. She would have. Because 5 seconds later, they were clapping anyway. So I'm thinking, that's not a problem. Now, Cookie's in the bathroom because she's embarrassed. These women, the same women that she was originally talking to, are going and they're clowning her and saying how, oh, well, it's funny how Angelo, you know, he's such a player, such a gigolo. I wonder what he's using the hood rat for. I'm thinking, Cookie, please do not just stay in that stall. This is not high school. This is not school. You need to go out there and be a boss. Cookie, open that stall. And she was like, oh, hood rat here. What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm sure you're gonna wish you never met a hood rat like me. I'm gonna go and beat both of y'all asses so that you remember not to treat and look at people a certain way. And then she gets up close. It's like, y'all ain't even worth my time. I'm just getting a paper towel. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna fight no dusty bitches. Oh, Cookie. I enjoyed that so much. It looked really familiar. A couple of these scenes and moments seemed really familiar. Like, there could have came out a couple of other movies and shows. But I still enjoyed it. But Cookie darted out of there. She just ignored Angelo. She hid. And she got out of there. Next day, she's talking to Portia. And Portia's just like, I don't understand why he didn't tell you about the dress code. I don't understand either. Because he knows Cookie. He sees how Cookie dresses. Come on now. Come on now. But she's just like, you idiot. You were telling me that it was this club, that it was this cool hip club. No, it wasn't. It's the compound. That's located at so-and-so and such and such. What are you thinking? So it's just like, get out of my face. Then we have Tiana come in. And Tiana's talking to Xavier. And, of course, Becky's right behind her. And Tiana's pissed because Xavier's trying to say, well, you know, well, I think Cookie originally said how Tiana's more so a mix between, what was it? Rihanna, what was it? She's more so a mix between Rihanna, no, more so Rihanna than Nicki Minaj. And so, because of that, it's like, oh yeah, more so R&B than hip-hop. I'm thinking, Rihanna's not R&B. They tried to make her R&B, that didn't work. She still had hits, but that didn't work. Tiana's definitely not R&B. Her voice is made for pop. Even if she tried doing R&B, all I'm hearing is pop. Pop, 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 pop. So, Cookie's trying to tell her, look, you're in a love triangle. That's one of the oldest stories and issues, period. Because Tiana's like, I don't want my career and my life to be a reality show. I'm thinking, Lord Jesus, you're the only one, because almost everyone else would be okay with that. But Xavier's trying to say, you know, we got you with hip hop and swag, and you good. And it's just like, what do you know about being a black woman? It's just like, I'm dating a black woman. We have talks. Becky's looking like, you, so this is your A&R, really? Jamal is trying to coach Angelo and tell him, you need to loosen up a little bit, because my mom, she doesn't like to button up too much. And why do you always have a suit? Do you have any regular clothes? Don't worry, I'll have someone hook you up. So that's when, what's the man's name? That's when Angelo, he goes and returns the favor by saying, yeah, your issue with Freida, what you can do is you can go and possibly see if she has any mental illness, something in her background. I'm going to set you up with this lawyer. She's great with getting people off. You just go and coordinate with Freida and see if you can work something out with her, because Jamal's saying she doesn't have mental illness, but we do. We can figure it out. Andre, he goes over and he talks to Nessa. Nessa, you know, she's smart. So she's basically the brains of Shine's operations, the finances and all of that. And Andre's trying to let her know, wait a minute, Shine is crazy. You do not want someone like that running your career, because he's only doing this for his best interest, not for yours. You don't want to work for these other people. You know that you'll be good at Empire. I'm thinking, no, she won't. She better run. But let's just pretend, of course, that's what it is. Andre goes and gives her this rebel-rousing speech, and it's just like, oh, so you want me to go and sign with you because you're black, because you're the black company, black entrepreneur. It's just like, honey, in this world, they see black. That is what they see. Regardless of what you do, regardless of who you are, you're still black. It is what it is. And I know your history. I know your brother. You feel like you owe Shine because Shine helped you out and took you in when your brother was killed. But your brother was doing some things he wasn't supposed to be doing, and now it's been inherited to you. You can still make your own destiny. You see, the difference between you and Shine is he knows what he wants and he's taking it and he's using you to do it. You don't know your worth. You know all these other tabulations, but you don't actually know your worth. He knows your worth. Do you see how messed up that actually is? Do you see how little that makes sense? The man that's using you knows your worth more than you do. So, oh yeah, and of course, Andre went and talked to Lucius to inform him that Jamal is going to Freida's and trying to get Freida out of jail, to just go and talk with Freida in general. And Lucius just like, I'm so happy that we're working together again, that I'm getting my son back, that I'm getting my right-hand man. I'm thinking, the fact that your son has to be your right-hand man, and just knowing what that actually entails, I feel bad for Andre, but this is what he wants. That's the sad part. This is what Andre really wants. Now Andre goes and gives Lucius the paperwork showing that, you know what, I got Nessa's signs. It's like, good man. Cut out the middleman. Shine comes in and he starts beating up Andre. Well, he attempts to start beating up Andre. Andre barely had a bloody nose. Next thing we know, I'm thinking, Shine, you met your match. Andre's pissed. Andre's huge. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. And he does. He goes boom, boom, boom. It's about time. It's about time. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention about the fact that Andre was talking about we're both from West Philly. When he was talking to Nessa, the only difference is I ended up where I did, you are where you are. She was like, yeah, you went to some fancy school and I stayed where I was. And I was like, yeah, West Philly. They are from West Philly. They are. West Philly came out of Andre, and he's beat the hell out of Shine. But then Shine got that gun, and Andre still didn't look scared. Andre still had this look of, okay, so what's my move? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Lucius comes from behind, takes the A-Rod baseball bat, hits Shine at the back of his leg, and his calf. Shine crumbles, and then Andre kicks the gun away. It's just like, so here's what you're going to do. If you want to live, you're going to sign this paperwork. We can get it one way or the other. So he goes and he signs, and we're like, yes, finally get rid of Shine. And then Andre kicks him in the face. I'm thinking, this is Andre's episode. This is Andre's night. Shout out to Andre. Now we're at Freida's court hearing, and it's not going so well initially. But then things take a turn for the better once Jamal goes and says, you know what? I'm here to represent her and help her out because she does have mental illness. She does have this and that. I'm thinking, no, oh, you paid off a doctor to go and fudge some documents? Oh, Jamal, this is sounding like some Lucius stuff. Why am I proud though? Why am I proud of that? Why am I proud of that? So, long story short, Freida gets freed because they agree that she was mentally insane. She was on drugs and alcohol. Jamal is saying that it's not fair that I get to go and recover at home, where Freida gets beat up in jail because of a record deal that my family gave her, even though we didn't prepare her for everything that was to come with it. The fame, the fortune. It was all too much for someone who was in the environment she was in. And of course, Freida was like, yes. So she got free. The lawyer did her job. Jamal did his job. We're at Tiana's shoot, and Hakeem's there as well, which kind of threw me off as to why Hakeem was there. He might as well have not been there. Angelo was there because Jamal invited him, and Cookie looked kind of happy to see him / whatever. Tiana, and then we hear this opening vocals. I'm just like, wait a minute. Tiana, I'm like, Tiana can sing, but she can't. Where's this coming from? Did we invite V back? But no, it's the opera singer. Ooh. Look, the song is basically about, I almost said you can't take my shine, but the song is about knowing your worth, and Tiana looked good as she always does. She had like a Janet Jackson cat suit, but she was singing a early 2000s Rihanna-esque song. I mean, the hook itself, it kind of reminded me of Umbrella a little bit with the AA, but instead of AA, whatever exactly she was saying. But of course, Angelo was going schmoozing Cookie while this was going on. I'm thinking, shut up, I'm enjoying this performance. What are you doing? So Cookie basically is going to give him another chance. But Lucius is there and he sees that. And of course, Lucius has to step in the way. Tiana kills it. The opera is a nice touch. As we know, if you're a Beyonce fan, you're used to hearing opera-esque vocals in the background. But after all of that's done, and I love the fact that they show the simulcast of, oh, okay, she's being seen in this market, and in that market, in that market. It was really cool to see. And I'm like, damn, if only Tidal could have had this type of setup. Because Tidal was supposed to be financed by a company called SoftBank, which majority owns Sprint now. And if Tidal had that extra money, they could have done some amazing stuff. And I feel like, dang, if only Tidal had this type of rollout. But anyway, and more so put it on newer artists that were blowing up than trying to use the older artists that they had to leverage them. But I digress. Once Cookie sees Lucius, is like, you know, I'm going to congratulate my artist. Lucius goes and talks to Angelo and lets him know how Cookie got her nickname. Cookie was at, you know, a little nightclub-ish thing, and Lucius was wearing his Run DMC gear, and while Lucius was rapping and all of that, that's when Barry came. Barry came because he wanted to get Loretta out of there. And it was just like, yeah, no, we're going to talk outside. So Lucius brings Barry outside. And of course, Shine was there too. And Barry gets jumped by like 4 to 5 dudes. I'm thinking, this is Barry we're talking about. It just needs one of them. You guys are punks. So Lucius tried to scare Barry off by doing so. But I don't think that actually worked, if memory serves me right. So the same thing's going to apply to the situation with Angelo, because Angelo looks like he's not going anywhere. He's basically had the same reaction Barry has. It's like, you can do whatever you want. I'm still going to court her. We're still going to have a good time. We're going to have another date. Get over it. But this is when Lucius lets us know that Lucius is being Lucius, and he orchestrated the entire thing with Freida. He got her beat up in jail. He let her know about it. He told her to go along with the, oh, you know, I was insane thing. And he was like, I'm so proud of you, Jamal, because I didn't have to go and get you to tell the doctor to forge some information to make it seem like Freida had a psychological medical issues beforehand. You did that all on your own. I'm so proud, because now she's going to look incredible. If she tries to go on the stand and say that I killed her father, they're going to look at her as a liar, and I'm going to get away with it. So you did my job for me. You really are so much more like me than you want to believe. Thank you. So Jamal feeling a certain way about that. He goes home. He's writing this song, and his producer's there. He's trying to kick the drugs. His PTSD coach was there also when he was at the jail with Freida, trying to coach him. And the coach sees, oh, you're still taking those. Well, if you're gonna still take those, then you at least better not take it with alcohol. Jamal's like, oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry. So he's like, okay, cool. I'm thinking, don't leave. Don't leave. As soon as he leaves, Jamal takes it, and the music starts coming out again. He starts playing the piano, and then he starts hitting the bass. We have this song going in the background. The song was cool enough, I guess, but because he wasn't using too much vibrato, at least from what we were hearing. The issue was, Nessa's gone. Shine is going to go and wage war on Lucius and Andre. Nessa wants Andre, just like I told you in my last recap review that was going to happen. Nessa wants Andre, and Andre, you know, he's trying to sleep with Nessa, but he's having a hard time because of the whole Rhonda thing. And I'm thinking, and now we see Rhonda. Rhonda's sitting in the chair, Rhonda's behind Andre, and Rhonda's basically whispering in his ear saying, you can do it, baby. You can do it. And so she's rubbing up on him, and she's feeling on his crotch, and then Andre, she's got his arms just like, go and do it, take her. So Andre starts licking Nessa, and I'm like, oh, I can't look away. I don't want to look. This is amazing. What? Ooh, it's like, what? I know the women were like, oh, Andre, and some of the guys too were like, oh, Andre. I'm thinking, oh, Nessa's been only on the show for what, 4 episodes, and we get to see her in the sex scene. And I'm just glad that she chose Andre instead of Hakeem, because I'm like, she's too good for Hakeem. Anyway, so that was going on in Rhonda. It was like, I didn't know you could have a threesome with a ghost. Please like, comment, subscribe. That was a lot. Dang. Jesus. Oh, I'm tired. Queen Sugar.